I knew I was done with the NFL for a reason. They had a tribute to Charlie Kirk, and I don't know why, because he was an outright racist. I just can't get over this. What I mean, but this gaslight and talk about this isn't a racist country when, you know, they didn't want politics in sports when Colin Kaepernick was taking a stand, taking a knee, basically is what he was doing. They didn't want politics in the sports. Like, you don't know how many people in the city of Boston are straight racist as hell, but love, what's it, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, because they helped them win championships. Like, there was they shit in Bill Russell's bed. I don't know the circumstances. I know he brought them like 8 championships. I'm sure he had to lose some championships too, but they shit in that man's bed. And from what I understand, that's when they had to change the jerseys from because at one point they just said Boston, and then after that incident, he said, "I don't play for Boston. I play for the Boston Celtics." So they changed the jersey. It's a true story. Look it up. Bill Russell. They shit in his bed, but nonetheless, the guy was a racist, and I love the people, my people that just don't care, and that's just it. We don't care. We don't have empathy, and that's what white America is really mad about. The fact that we're not showing empathy or sympathy or the slightest bit of compassion for one of our enemies. We're just not doing that, and they can't stand it. At one point, white America used to have control over their slaves, black Americans. They knew what they were going to do, what they were going to say, what they weren't going to say, how they were going to act. And the fact that we ain't jumping off the porch to defend Charlie Kirk or anything, saying anything nice about him, it's a new generation of Negro. My grandmom's generation was that we want to get along, we don't want to anger white people. My mom's generation was pretty much the same. We want to work our jobs and keep our heads down. We don't want to cause no stink. Well, Generation X, some of us are putrid with smell. And it's just going to get stankier and stankier as generations get older and older. I tell you, hold on. When I first heard white supremacist, white nationalist talking points was by David Duke. It was about the year 1990. I was 16 years old. David Duke is 24 years older than me, so he was 40 years old at the time. Fast forward to today. I'm 51 years old, and the person speaking the David Duke stuff is 19 years younger than me. The Kirk dude was going to be 32 in October, I think. So think about how people are saying racism is getting better and it's not as bad as it used to be. Well, the scenario I just told you said that not only is it getting worse, it's getting worse because it's. See, this boy was indoctrinated. They talk about the guy, getting on that, the guy who killed him. They saying he was indoctrinated. He's got a transgender boyfriend. It's a mess. I just wish he was pure red, but he's red enough. As long as he ain't black, it makes it okay. But I wish he was pure red because it wouldn't, it wouldn't give them a leg to stand on to say anything about indoctrination from the left side. But the Kirk boy was indoctrinated too. He looked a lot older than 31 to me. He just seemed a lot older than 31, but he got indoctrinated. I think I read some of his story at like 13. He had some group going on with some white supremacist think tank group or something that he had. So he was indoctrinated at a very young age. And one thing I saw, comedian Gary Owen come out and he said, I don't agree with 80% of what he said, so why are you defending him? And I personally would like to hear the 20% that you do agree with. That's another thing with this caveat. You got a lot of white people who are upset about this man being assassinated because he was saying what they can't say or what they're too chicken shit to say, basically. So that's why they really are upset that he's gone, because he was their vocal point. He was their voice box that they can't spew on their job and all that other stuff. But what it comes down to now is don't post anything on social media political. Don't do it. And show your face while you do it so you can be doxxed. You see a lot of that's been going on too. And I can't say that how I feel about it either way. I can't tell nobody how to celebrate, or I can't tell nobody how to conduct themselves. You can only monitor how you conduct yourself. And I know I'm not going to be gloating over the fact that this man was shot and killed, even though he said that there has to be a certain number of gun violences every year to protect the Second Amendment right or something like that. I saw that. So, live by the sword, die by the sword. That's what they say. But I'm really loving the fact that black people are at some point are okay with this. As far as I'm just indifferent about it. I truly don't care. Y'all ain't gonna make me care. The man was a racist, so why should I care about him? He didn't care about me. So we're doing good in that aspect, but we still got a lot of work to do. And his wife come out and said she's every bit as evil as him, I think. But she said something along the lines, I saw his if you thought his mission, something about you can't stop his mission. Well, what was his mission? What was the end game with all that stuff Charlie Kirk was talking about? What was the end game with that? Nothing good for black people. So you got to keep your eye on her.